Being a woman is hard. And I definitely just woke up and I'm very crusty. Hold on. Woo! That shit together. Okay. Being a woman is very difficult. And I will admit that I have definitely laughed at people who get on social media and cry on camera. So I'm laughing at myself. A few videos ago, I said that, or I asked how you guys would feel about me sharing my TTC journey with you. And a lot of you were very encouraging. Somebody said, like, if they don't want to hear your story, they can just click off. So, and somebody else said, like, we subscribe to you for a reason. So, being a woman is very difficult, and I think I've learned that all the more today. My husband and I have been married for almost 1.5 years. We got married September 2019. So I don't know what the math is, but it'll be 1.5 years next month, I think. And to be very honest, in my brain, I've been trying for 1.5 years. I guess if you compare it to other women who have been trying to conceive and they like do the ovulation strips and they take the pre-seed and they're going to fertility specialists and all that stuff, then I guess, there are different definitions of trying. Me, on the other hand, I've been busting it wide open and ain't nobody pulling out nowhere. That's trying to me. I also am coming up on my 4-year cancer-free anniversary in May 11th. And when I was undergoing my surgery, they had to take my right fallopian tube out. So I only have one tube. And my doctors have always said since then that I'm high risk for conceiving my own children, but at the same time, like, your body is supposed to make up for what it lost. Like the fallopian tube is supposed to, or my left fallopian tube should do the work of 2. And I also only have 1 ovary. So I took my right ovary and my right fallopian tube. So we're only really working with 1. And they were never concerned that was going to be an issue. But at the same time, it does make me just different than the average woman. So that's in the back of my mind. My weight is in the back of my mind, as if me being fat and being obese is a reason why that could be, why it's not working. Anyway, long story short, what brought me to today? I've been trying, I feel like we've been trying every month. And every month, my period comes, which is a blessing because I could not have that. I don't really know if the fact that I have a period should be a good sign, because if I have a period, I should be able to have a baby, but I don't know. So all you science wizards out there, if you know, then help me in the comments. But I don't know, because I think having a period is the shedding of your uterus lining. I think I could just call China because she would know. But I feel like I've Googled everything. What happened was yesterday, I used the period tracker Flow, and my period tracker told me that my period should start yesterday, and all day, nothing. 12 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, nothing. So it wasn't until I sat down in my office and was working till like 10-ish. And I was getting ready to go spend some time with Josh at the church because we just been working and missing each other. So I was getting ready to go spend some time with him, and I'm like, let me go to the bathroom just to see, because it's been all day and I ain't seen nothing. So I go to the bathroom, and it was the smallest little, TMI, it was the smallest little like line of what looked like implantation bleeding, because I'm a heavy bleeder, so it was dark. Like, I normally bleed very heavy. Again, TMI, this is your time to click off. And it was just a small like spot, couple spots that had formed like a line. And so I'm like, well, let me go ahead and strap myself up. So just in case this is my natural flow and I just caught it very early, then I'll be prepared, I won't jack up my clothes or nothing. So I go to the church, I come home, very little to nothing. Again, I'm a heavy bleeder, so that's abnormal for me. So I'm wiping, and everything that I'll pull back is super, super light. Like, very light, almost pink. And if you know anything about implantation bleeding, that's usually the color that you should look for. Is like a light pink, light brown type of deal. Or maybe like, there's color spectrums. And if it's brown of any color, more than likely that's like the old blood drying up to prepare for your baby. So I keep trying to tell myself, like, don't get excited. Don't do too much, because this could not be it. And the more and more I wiped, the more dry it got. So I'm like, yo, this could be it. So I start doing a bunch of, then of course my mind starts going back to think about like all of the things that could have been symptoms earlier that day and even earlier that week. So I'm thinking. So then I'm Googling, and it's like, man, this stuff is lining up. I don't know. And so I prayed before I go out the bathroom last night, and I'm like, Lord, if it's it, okay. But if it's not, I just need to be prepared to not be disappointed, because this is like the 14th month we've done this. Like, we can handle it. And all night, I kept going to the bathroom, wiping to see if it had, like, my natural flow had started. Because obviously, if I fell into a natural flow, then I wasn't pregnant. Nothing. 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, nothing. So again, now my brain is starting to say, yo, you probably really are. But I'm warring back and forth, like, don't do too much, but you might be. So I got up this morning at like 8:30, 8:45. Because I was supposed to get my hair done this morning. And went in the bathroom, and it was there, full flow, like, not pregnant. And I think it just genuinely hit me like a ton of bricks, like knocked me in the gut. And I told myself, like, don't be disappointed, you got this. And what I genuinely feel like I realized in telling Josh was, like, to tell myself don't be disappointed, or to prepare myself to not feel, is almost as if I can control grief. What the F is grief? Grief takes the form of so many different things outside of physicality. Like, losing a loved one is really difficult. But losing a dream, or losing your excitement, or losing your joy, losing your peace, losing your happiness, it's just a different form of grief. And I don't think we give that form of grief enough credit, because we have almost tricked ourselves to believing we can control it. Because that thing socked me in the mouth today. I had a dream that I was being mean to Josh, and I couldn't physically tell him what was wrong with me. So as soon as I woke up, I'm like, yo, I gotta tell you what's going on. I thought I was pregnant last night, and I wore it with that thing all night by myself, and I physically can't get out the bed right now. And I'm dealing with some emotional grief and some emotional disappointment. And I don't know what that is. I don't know what that looks like, and I don't know how it's going to affect my day. But my life says the show must go on. I have a huge fundraising gala for Yeepaw tonight that I'm hosting. And I allowed myself to be excited about being a mother. And in a matter of hours, that excitement and that dream was snatched. But the show must go on. How do you do that? How do you maneuver that? How do you figure that out? Being a woman is so hard. I love my husband. Thank you, Lord, for him, because he gave me the space this morning, because I'm an emotional wreck. So I just was bawling all over him. And he just let me weep and then just let my mind go wherever it went. I physically could not get out the bed. So it made me think about those who suffer from depression. You want to get out the bed. You really do. And you know you have to. But you almost feel crippled to those covers, like chained. How do I get up right now and act like what just happened to me didn't happen? And then I thought about the last couple of days. I've been trying to tell myself, like, okay, your period is coming. You don't feel pregnant. If you're not pregnant, there's a lot of pros to that, you know? There's a lot of good things that comes with not being a mother. You don't have to worry about your child being sick. You don't have to worry about the daunting stories of parenting. You don't have to worry about how awful everybody says childbirth is and how painful it is. You don't have to worry about your child's brain being underdeveloped. You don't have to worry about the fear of losing your baby. You don't have to worry about coming up with the money to pay for that kid's life for the next, they say 18 years, but I'm 26 and I still be asking my mom for money. Like, you don't have to worry about any of that. Trying to convince myself that this is not what I want. Trying to convince myself that Josh and I are better where we are right now. Or even trying to convince myself that maybe this isn't what God has for me. Maybe I'm not called to be a mom. Or maybe I'm just not supposed to be a mom. Like, trying to convince myself what God wants. Or maybe what he's thinking and I just can't hear. Being a woman is hard. Because what if I was pregnant? That would scare the crap out of me. Because what if there's something wrong with my body? I don't have a whole lot of money, and Josh's birthday is 2 days after Valentine's Day. And I joked on Instagram yesterday, and I said, like, I'm never ready for this. Every year, his birthday is the same time every year. Valentine's Day is the same day every year. And I'm never ready for it. And I was like, I don't have a whole lot of money, so to be able to share with him that we were going to be parents would have just been so special. Here I am doing the person that I laugh at. And I couldn't do that for him. Like, you just go into this dark hole and this spiral of what ifs. Like, do I need to go hard and lose a bunch of weight so that my body can even be strong enough to conceive a child? And then do I need to make sure that I stay very, very healthy so my body can be strong enough to carry a child? And then do I have to stay strong enough then to raise a child? And then strong enough then to potentially lose a child? At any stage, it's moms that lose their kids to gun violence and suicide and broken hearts. Like, being a woman is... The Lord did not hold no punches when he created us. Like, whoa. I mean, being a man is very hard too, but in my opinion, for very different reasons. So I haven't posted in a long time. And I thought I would be very transparent with what just happened to me and where I am today. Being a woman is very, very hard. And this is also me introing and opening up now Pandora's box of welcoming you all into my story. More so welcoming you all to my heart. Because today I've decided that I'm going to publicly document my TTC journey. And if you're subscribed to this channel, welcome. If this is your first video, I apologize. Because here we go. I love you guys so very much. I solicit your prayers. And I encourage you to buckle up, because here we go.